We will be starting our session in 5 minutes. Meanwhile, you could call your friends and so that we could all join for the session. Hello everyone. We would be starting our session in next 5 minutes. Meanwhile, you could call your friends so that we could all attend this session. Hello everyone. We would be starting our session in next 3 minutes. So I would request to call all your friends so that we could all enjoy this session. this session. This session is conducted as a part of pre-event of Hackathon 4.0. Speaking about Hackathon, it is a hackathon organized by Open Code and GDSC and IT. In the last edition of Hackathon, we hosted over 2,200 participants and 225 teams and received over 127 project proposals. Hackathon aims to give back to the community by guiding newcomers and reaching out as many hackers as possible. We wish to we wish to give hackers an unforgettable experience to boost their confidence and enthusiasm further. We aim to create a space where students can learn, grow, and develop figuratively and literally. Webinars are essential to make our vision a reality. Presenting the speaker of this session, Ashwin of Hack an Idea of presenting the speaker of this session of hacking our career via hackathons, Ashwin Kumar, who is Telangana's first GitHub campus expert. Alongside with it, he is an also MList of 50 coach, MLSF fellow, and have many other feathers on his hat.
Hello, hi Akash, hi everyone. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Akash.
Yes,
Yeah, thank you so much. Hi everyone, how is everyone's day going? Let me know in the chat, drop an emoji or things like that. Uh, if you can just share my screen, put my screen on the stage, that would be awesome, Akash. In the meantime, let's just have a chat. How is everyone doing? Is everyone excited for Hack and ITR? I would love to know that. So awesome. Thank you so much for hopping into this stream. My name is Ashwin Kumar Uppala, and in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to share my own experience of how you can hack your career via hackathons. That does not mean to hack your boss computer. It means how you can have better opportunities, something which you don't find in traditional ways via hackathons. And Hack and ITR is one of the great ways to get that started. Now, quick introduction for those who don't know. My name is Ashwin Kumar Uppala. I am a final year undergraduate student from Hyderabad. Currently, I work as a coach at Major League Hacking. I'm also a MLS Top 50 candidate, a GitHub Campus expert. What it simply means that is I'm extremely passionate about the student community out there, and I love hackathons. In the past 15 months, I have been involved in over 55 hackathons. I just love hackathons. I cannot get rid of them. They are too exciting, they're fun, and there are a lot of things. I also love public speaking, and I'm still exploring that part. But I'm going to share a lot of stuff that you can learn from hackathons. Now, for those who don't know what hackathon is a very short sprint coding marathon where you form teams, you are given a problem or you come up with a problem yourself, and you try to figure out how do you solve that problem. It could be code. Most of the time it is code, but it is not necessarily code all the time. There are different ways you can contribute to it. But the point is that you're solving a problem in teams. Now, one of the most common ways that people join hackathon and a very good ways are because of the swags, because of the prizes, and some of the hackathons might give you certificates that you want to show in your college, and you got to make some awesome, really awesome projects. I myself got started because of the swags. It was a random day. I was scrolling through LinkedIn during pandemic. I had no idea what is happening with my life in the career, and I saw this post that come to this hackathon and you will get stickers. And I really wanted stickers. I never had stickers. Okay, so I thought, okay, you know what? Let's try this. What's the worst that will happen? I don't know what is a hackathon. I thought it's about hacking stuff and things like that. So I tried. I submitted a very bare bones, boring project of quicksort program. That is the only thing I knew back then. And I thought I won't get any stickers because that's not a valid program and I did it alone. But when the hackathon ended, I got an email that, hey, thank you so much for doing a submission. You will get your sticker soon. And I was impressed because one, I had no idea what hackathon is. Even though I just tried my level best, not knowing anything, I got rewarded for that. And that is where the hackathon really starts to show up its benefits. Apart from all the materialistic reward that you get, hackathon also gives you a really good standing point to start something new, to explore something new. The reason is because they are such a short sprint, you don't have to put a lot of commitment into them. Now, I did my first hackathon alone, but I really got addicted to them when I started doing in groups. Um, Hackathons are one of the best way to find new people who are like-minded like you, who are interested in technology that you are. In fact, some of my closest friends out there, some of the greatest opportunities that I found, who are amazing people out there. Even I can see a few people in the chat. Abel is a great person out there. I found them via hackathons. I saw them giving talks at hackathon. I saw Abel giving a talk at hackathons. I saw these folks in the screen that you're seeing. I hacked with them, and couple of months later we are meeting each other, sharing opportunities, sharing ideas, and it's so much good. If you are that person who has been like asking yourself, oh, I don't like my college, or like, I could not find like-minded people in my college or in my class or anything like that. If it relates you even a bit, that means you're looking in the wrong place. A lot of us do restrict ourselves uh, to local events, which is good, but hackathons helps you explore beyond that. Hackathon is a great example for that. You have people from a lot of places coming to join it. So participate in hackathon. It does not matter whom you know. You might end up make some of the greatest friends out there, and these friends will soon turn out to be your assets. Trust me. If you have heard that, you know, from your seniors that make networks, or networks are your biggest strength, or networking, not the computer networking, but networking in general, hackathons help you do that very easily. Instead of going, so you can network on LinkedIn. There are tools to do networking. There are events specially meant for networking, but at hackathon you meet people of different areas of expertise, from different backgrounds, from for different purposes. You can network with other hackers who are like-minded like you. You can network with organizers whom you want to become like, if you really like that hackathon. You can also network with the sponsors and partners in that hackathon, which are actually looking for opportunities, or they're on a hiring spree. So hackathons really is a great point for you to network with the right people. That's how I got started when I decided that I want to stick with the folks who are very passionate in the hacker space. And that really changed my life because I got to learn so much from them. Apart from them, I also got to know some of the greatest opportunities I could have never thought before. Just because I was spending time with them in that space, Hackathon allowed me to get better opportunities out there. Now, a lot of us definitely dream to be a public speaker. In fact, I call myself a public speaker. I'm still in that progress, but I'm constantly trying to be a better public speaker. Uh, I had a lot of fear of public speaking, and I was looking for opportunities to, where can I test my skills. Turns out hackathons include that too. If you want to test your public speaking skills or improve that in any way, hackathons again allow you to do that. Why? How? Well, once the hackathon is about to end, you are supposed to demo your project right in front of the judges, or virtually by recording a video. Now, I used to take up the initiative or the charge in the team to demo the project almost every time. I just wanted to throw myself that let's see how better I can present every time. And I could see that growth. I started by demoing my projects at hackathons, and now I'm speaking at KubeCon next week. So that's a pretty good growth, and hackathons allowed me to do that. So if you want to test out your public speaking skills, or just see how well you do it, or want to improve it in any way without spending some extra time, or having some extra agenda into it, participate in a hackathon and take up initiatives where you have to present yourself. Hackathons also allowed that too. Now, at okay, yeah. Let's before I move next. Just want to let you know, if you have any doubts regarding hackathons and the agenda we are speaking, feel free to drop it in the chat and interrupt me anytime. That's okay. I'll be happy to answer it. We do have answers. We do have questions at the end too, but just letting it Now, I'm still a college student, and when I started, I was in my second year when I started my hackathon journey, and a lot of students end up doing their first hackathons while they are in their college. Chances are, if you are here listening to me right now, you are a student, and you might be worried about the attendance criteria you have in your college or the exams that you have going on. That's the attendance and a lot of other academic stuff are one of the biggest factors which restrict students from trying stuff out. The good thing is it doesn't have to be hackathons, because most of the hackathons out there happen during weekends, or they are very short sprints. So hackathons in general are usually from 24 to 48 hours. That is uh, 2 days, or 24 hours, or that is two separate days or one consistent day with the overnight stay. Sometimes they go for 36 hours, and there are big hackathons like Microsoft Imagine Cup, which goes for like a month, but that is remote, so that's totally virtual. But most of the hackathons, student hackathons that are out there, are either in person or virtual, and they happen on the weekend, that is on Saturdays and Sundays, so you don't miss out on academics. So you don't have to think about next time you want to like pair up for a hackathon. You don't have to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna miss my classes, or yeah, you can't use reasons like that, because that's not going to happen. So these are some of the advantages you might use if you are a student. A lot of times when I see folks participating at hackathon, they say they are going to build something regular, like a to-do list or a clock. And there are some teams which wants to solve real world problems, like making a COVID tracker during COVID time, so solving a real world problem which you might be facing right now. uh, you won't believe, but there are a lot of popular projects out there which came out as part of a hackathon. So some of the projects, they started out as a hackathon, internal hackathon or college hackathon or a professional hackathon, but then they found that these are real life problems, and they turned it out to be a real product. Helm, which is Kubernetes package manager, if you are into cloud native, is a very popular package manager which was made during an internal hackathon. Zapier is a very popular choice for automation, was again part of a hackathon. So was Elasticsearch and Talkdesk. There are a lot of examples like these. In fact, if I look back, I have some ideas which I did in a hackathon which could be turned into real life projects. And if you want that startup experience, I think hackathon is a great way to get that taste of how you would feel if you would like to build a startup or a project idea like that from scratch. But apart from building stuff, a lot of students often ask that, what is in it for me? Like, okay, I'm getting swags and stuff, but I'm missing out on college, and I'm practicing DSA and stuff like that. What else is there? Like, how is hackathon actually helping in my career apart from the external part? Well, there are a lot of things. Thank you for asking. I have a slide just for that. uh, if you don't know what open source is, 90% of the software code that we run into is open source out there. Hackathons allow you to learn, contribute to open source projects. You get every new skill that you want to learn. You learn to how to collaborate. Collaboration is super duper important, because once you are graduated or once you're at a workplace, you obviously have to collaborate. So how do you delegate work? How do you use the best practices when talking about talking to a manager, or how do you debug a code? What's the best open source practice when you're using version control and stuff like that? Apart from that, what are the skills am I going to learn? A lot of students, when they start to hack, they use the technology that they know. So if I know Python, if I'm doing my first hackathon, I will do Python project, obviously. But I personally, when I do hackathon, I try to push myself. I hated Firebase for a long time. And one day I decided, you know what? I'm going to build a project with Firebase. I'm going to join a team who know Firebase already. And I'm going to like put myself in a place where I have to use Firebase. And at the end of the hackathon, I was much more comfortable with Firebase. This is a great example, and I see a lot of students doing that. If you want to test a technology without spending too much time to see if this is right for you or not, hackathons are a great place again, because you only have to spend 48 hours. You're not alone, you're getting constant advice from your teammates, and at the same time you're learning something new which you hadn't before. So if there's a technology that you really want to learn, but you're just procrastinating, or you are just too afraid to learn it because it's too hard, maybe just join a team which is using that project, or someone who has some idea about it. You will definitely find it. And you will be pretty confident at the end of the hackathon. Plus, you get free swags for participating. Talking about open source, a lot of hackathons sometimes act as a starter point for your career. It acted as a starter point for me. It has acted as a starter point for a lot of stuff. Uh, Let me share you the story of Karuna, one of my teammates. We have done a lot of hackathons together, and how she actually ended up contributing to Flask. We were doing a hackathon, and Karuna was responsible for using Flask. For those who don't know what is Flask, it is a lightweight backend, a Python backend framework. So it's a pretty popular framework. A lot of you might have used it, a lot of have not. Feel free to Google it. So Python, Karuna was responsible to integrate Flask in our project, and she saw something wrong in the return type of one of the modules when she was debugging the code. And she went to the official repository of Flask and saw that no one has issued that bug before. So she went ahead, opened a issue saying that, hey, your framework has this issue that I observed, and I want to solve it. And she did. Her pull request got merged, and that feature that Karuna has contributed to Flask is now being used by all the people out there. Flask is a very big tool, a very popular tool, and doing a hackathon and realizing that allowed Karuna to contribute to such a big framework, which is a really good achievement. There are a lot of stories like this of how people actually end up contributing to huge and popular open source projects just because they were participating it and using the technology in a hackathon. And this really helps you in your resume or in your personal profile of being an open source contribution to good projects. uh, but these are some of the very small stuff that you see in often in hackathons. Often in hackathons, one of the biggest takeaways is the opportunities that you find there. Apart from hacking and projects, you definitely get to see the workshops like this one. It's a part of a hackathon. You will find technical and non-technical workshops to explore stuff which you already did not know. You will find sponsors who are there for looking for job opportunities, or they're sharing job opportunities. If you are really interested or fit for that role, definitely look out for that. uh, Apart from that, networking really helps, and at the same time, hackathon really don't consume your academic commitment. Now, with that said, hackathon actually gives you back more than you give it to it. In fact, I have most of the resume. Once you complete a hackathon, you have something to show on your resume as a project. You have contributed to open source if you are using Git and GitHub technology. You learned something new. You tried public speaking. You made new friends, new networks, new folks. You got swags for sure, and you have kickstarted your career as a developer just by letting people to know out there. I've seen a lot of people who are doing amazing work, making great projects out there, but I cannot credit them just because I don't know they exist. So hackathon is a great way to showcase that you are doing something. Letting know your work in the public is super important for your own personal brand. This also helps you reach out for better opportunities, and when opportunities reach out to you. With that said, we are. It was that was pretty quick. I think yeah, that was pretty good. At the same time, while I share more about hackathons, if you have any questions, please, I would love to know. And I want to also know how many of you here are first-time hackers in the chat. There's a lot of buzz in the chat, and I'm very happy for that. I'm super excited to know how many of you are hacking here for the first time in this hackathon, and what are your views about hackathons in general. Nikhil Jaiswal is first time hacker. Welcome to Hackathon. Congratulations. And I'm so happy for you that it's your first time. you're hacking. Akash says hackathons are amazing. For sure, they are. Abhinav is a first time hacker. That is so cool. Yeah, for sure, swags are amazing about hackathons, but definitely watch out for other amazing stuff at hackathons. One thing to keep in mind is hackathons have a lot going on. So it's a good idea that you think and plan an agenda beforehand, what you want to attend and how do you want to spend the 2 days of hacking, because there's a workshop going on at the same time, there is a discussion going on, or there might be a mini event, or you're also doing your hacking with your teammates. So you might want to put out an agenda of what are the specific sessions you want to attend, and that will really help you clear the clutter and confusion when things go simultaneous. Pranjal is a first time hacker. That's amazing. We have so many first time hackers out in the chat. That is so good to hear. I'm so excited for you. Definitely, I would say make sure you're enjoying your hackathons. I personally, in my personal journey, every time I try to win a hackathon, I end up not winning it. And every weekend, when I decide that I don't want to win, but I want to enjoy this weekend, I just want to make something fun, I end up winning something in that hackathon for sure. So, the point of hackathon, the agenda of main the deep motive of hackathon is that you are having fun, you're having a great time. So, if you're coding, if you're debugging, or if you're learning something new, make sure you're having fun. That is super important. One more thing I would definitely share about hackathons is once the hackathon is over, keep in touch with the teammates. A lot of folks, they often do is once the hackathon is over, the team goes dead, which is fine, but it is much more beneficial if you keep in touch with your teammates. It definitely helps. You can participate in hackathon again, or you can start a discussion outside hackathons in the career, which has helped me personally a lot. Abhinav asks, is there any difference between online versus offline hackathon? Yes, there is. So, great question. Virtual hackathons are the ones you can do it from anywhere. The submission happens online and you have to record your demo video. That means you have to record the project, explaining about it. Every workshop happens online, just like the one you're seeing right now. The judging happens virtually, closing ceremony, everything happens from the comfort of your home. In-person hackathons are a quite lot different. You go to a venue. If the hackathon is a 24-hour hackathon, you stay in the venue overnight. The organizers arrange overnight stay for all the hackers. You have food, free swags for everyone. You have mentor support all the time. So I would suggest trying both. Definitely, in person has a different experience from virtual, but you should definitely try both of them. But if this is a first hackathon, so yeah, anything is fine. But those two are quite different hackathons. In-person hackathon, you might also have to judge, demo your project live in front of the judge, or maybe in front of the audience. And the travel is definitely involved if it is happening not closer to your place. Also, there's a quick advice for all the first time hackers out there. If you are looking for a team, usually there is a team building channel or some team building activity at a hackathon which teams you up. But sometimes there's a good chance you might end up in multiple teams, and that's okay. That happens a lot. But it is your responsibility to join. If you're planning to only hack with one team, it is your responsibility to know, to let know the other teams that you are leaving that. A lot of times, if you have seen this happen, or if you have experienced it, there is a member in your team, there might be a member in your team who suddenly becomes inactive at the end moment, which is not a great experience for that whole teammate. So if you have accidentally joined multiple teams and are planning to join only one, definitely put a message in the other teams, other groups that you're unable to participate anymore and leave that team group so they can look for new team members. So this makes sure everyone is having a great time and does not have a bad experience at hackathon. Aksh, Aksh asks a really good question. Do you always make new friends in hackathons? It's a choice. I would recommend making new friends. Sometimes I hack with the same friend that I made in the previous hackathon. I personally don't prefer hacking with the college mates or the colleagues that you might find. The reason being, it's okay. It's definitely fun to hack with the people you already know in your college or in your classes. But how would you know how better you are, or how would you know the competition out there if you don't involve, if you don't throw yourself out there? So I highly recommend making new friends or making new teammates in hackathons whenever possible. After doing some hackathons, you end up with people who are like active or who are of your type in the developer area, and then the growth and the exploration of making new friends slowly reduces when you find the right people. But if you are starting for the first time, I would highly recommend making new friends and hacking with them. You might be surprised how well you can sync up with other people out there. Although it is okay to hack with your existing friends, let them also, I would recommend pushing them also to split in different teams and try that out. Is it necessary to complete the project during a hackathon? Yes and no. The point of completing a project during a hackathon means you will be eligible for prizes and for demos. But it is okay if you're unable to do it by any means. That does not mean you leave the project in between, but it simply means you're unable to do because of some valid reasons. In fact, there are some beginner friendly hackathons which award you for not completing the project. Last week, there was a MLH hackathon where there was a separate category called Most Incomplete Hack. That means the winner of that prize would go to someone who did not had who did not had a complete project. So it's okay if you are unable to complete it. I would recommend show it or showcase it such that it looks complete to the judges. Try to close it in any way possible if you're close on time, and focus on the demo, focus on presenting more than the execution, because that really matters. Akash asks, do introverts face some disadvantages in hackathons? Not really. I don't see how introverts face some disadvantage in hackathon. Uh, if you don't feel like interacting with new people, that does not restrict you from hackathons. Hackathons is not a place where uh, you have to be an extrovert to experience the best. In fact, almost all the hackathons out there have a code of conduct that makes sure that everyone is feeling safe and comfortable. So if at any point of time, if you don't feel comfortable at a hackathon, you are free to reach out to the organizer, and you should. But that said, introverts have a great time in hackathons because if you make new friends and you can just hack with them, you don't have to be the one who have to demo it, and it's all your choice. And that said, I have never seen any issues with introverts having problems with hackathons. Sahil asks, do I need to know development to participate in a hackathon? Yes and no. If you want to learn development, you should participate in a hackathon. If you know development, you should participate. If you want to know, participate. So you can always learn. That's the trick right here. So you don't need to know anything in order to participate in a hackathon. We always need a team member who needs to write the documentation or who needs to record the video. These are all non-technical parts, and these are super important in order to verify for prizes. So even if you don't know or don't want to develop in that hackathon, there are a lot of other roles that you can play, crucial roles you can play in a hackathon team. How to come up with an idea during a hackathon? Well, it's your choice how you wanna. I personally don't think about world solving problems. I mean, curing COVID or having world peace are great ideas, or having a greener world. We have heard a lot of projects on that, which saves pollution, or it's related to COVID and stuff like that, mental health. I personally, when I'm looking at brainstorming an idea, I just look around me, things that cause me a hindrance every day, things which are repeated, problems which are repetitive, because if they're repetitive they are programmable. And that's how I proceed in building a hackathon. For example, I was doing 100 days of code and I was losing my streaks. So for those who don't know, 100 days of code is where you tweet every day that you coded about something. So I was losing my streaks on Twitter, and I thought, how many people are there who are losing streaks like that? Because it is easy to code every day, but it is very difficult to report it. And that gave me an idea. You know what, we can have a Twitter bot which keeps reminding me that, oh, did you forgot to tweet, or did you forgot to update your 100 days? So just look around you. What are the things that annoy you, or you feel like it could be solved via code, or it is very repetitive? Maybe I can program something to reduce that. And you will find some very surprisingly easy answers on that. Are there any prerequisites before participating in hackathons? Some hackathons do have some prerequisites, like you need to be 18 plus, depending on what type of hackathon it is. Uh, Apart from that, I would recommend like having a laptop is definitely a big prerequisite. It might be a case where they might provide you with the equipment, but on a very rare case, so I highly recommend you need to have a laptop. Internet is on the venue, so internet is not a problem. If you're doing a virtual hackathon, just make sure you are having a good internet and stuff like that. But that said, passion is definitely a very good prerequisite. So if you're really passionate, nothing is stopping you.
It was a very wonderful interactive session, sir. I would like to thank to you and also my audience, and also that the audience have interacted very much through the chat session, and I hope that all their doubts must have been cleared.
Yeah, thank you so
Um,
much for having me around. Yeah, so if in case anyone has any questions, you might do, feel free to connect with me. Uh, yeah, so if anyone has any questions or anything about that, feel free to connect with me. Ask me or ask an ITR, join their Discord server and ask questions, anything regarding to hackathon there. Akash, I think this question is for you. Crazy Access is asking, when is the hackathon?
yes, I would surely tell that we have soon in hackathons conducted by the Hack and Idea. The first one will be conducted from January 6 to 8, and the second will be conducted from January 29 to January 30. And I hope to see all my audience, and especially to you, sir, in that period. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Akash, for having me here. And yeah, happy hacking everyone, and have a great day, great night, wherever you're joining from. Bye.
Bye, sir. You have also a great day.